This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
English with Us podcast.
Hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing amazing today. Welcome back to English with Us podcast. My name is David.
Hello, David, and hello, everyone. I am very excited about today's topic because looking for an apartment can be exciting, but it can also feel stressful. In New York City, people often look at many places before they choose one. A few years ago, I visited an apartment that looked beautiful online, but the kitchen was much smaller in real life. That experience taught me to ask good questions and check every room carefully.
That is perfect, Emma, because today we will learn simple English for looking for an apartment. We will talk about rent, location, rooms, furniture, apartment visits, useful questions, common problems, and easy phrases people can use in real life.
David, before we start today's episode, we have a quick announcement, right?
Yes, Emma. We're now posting the full transcript and study pack for each podcast episode on Patreon. Each study pack can help you review the lesson, practice useful English, and keep learning after the episode.
That sounds really helpful.
Yes, you can join us on Patreon for only $3.99 a month. The link is in the description. Thank you so much for learning with us and supporting the podcast.
We hope to see you there. Now, let's start today's episode. David, quick question. What does looking for an apartment mean?
Looking for an apartment means trying to find a place to rent and live in. Rent means pay money each month to use a home that belongs to someone else.
So the person lives there, but they do not own the apartment.
Yes, exactly. A useful sentence is, I am looking for an apartment near my job.
That already sounds very useful.
Yes, another useful sentence is, I need a place that I can afford. Afford means have enough money to pay for something.
Quick check, David. Rent means pay money each month to use a home, right?
Yes, exactly. That is correct.
David, what should people think about before they start looking?
They should think about their budget, location, apartment size, move-in date, and important needs. A budget is the amount of money someone plans to spend.
So the first question should probably be about money.
Yes, a useful sentence is, my monthly budget is $1,500.
That is a very practical sentence.
Yes, another one is, I cannot spend more than this amount each month. Amount means how much of something there is.
That sounds very natural.
Yes, another useful phrase is, I need to find a place within my budget. Within my budget means not more expensive than I can pay.
Quick check, David. A budget is the amount of money someone plans to spend, right?
Yes, exactly. That is correct.
David, what does location mean when we talk about apartments?
Location means where the apartment is. People may want to live near work, school, stores, parks, buses, or train stations.
Location can change daily life a lot.
Definitely. A useful sentence is, I want an apartment close to public transportation. Public transportation means buses, trains, and other travel services used by many people.
That is important in a large city.
Yes, another one is, the neighborhood is quiet and close to a grocery store. A neighborhood is the area around where people live.
That sounds very useful.
Yes. Another useful phrase is, how long does it take to get downtown?
Quick check, David. A neighborhood is the area around where people live, right?
Yes, exactly. That is correct.
David, what apartment sizes do people often talk about?
People may look for a studio, a one-bedroom apartment, or a two-bedroom apartment. A studio is a small apartment with one main room for sleeping and living.
So, a studio usually does not have a separate bedroom.
Yes, exactly. A useful sentence.
The new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't undo your last hire, the no-show. Who set you back because they didn't show up on day one, or day two, or ever again. And now your product launch is delayed because you're talking to alien abduction podcasters to track them down. But LinkedIn Hiring Pro can help make sure your next hire sticks. In fact, businesses who use LinkedIn are 24% less likely to reopen a role in the next 12 months. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/quality.
Is, I am looking for a small one-bedroom apartment.
That is a strong, simple sentence.
Yes. Another one is, a studio may be cheaper, but it has less space. Space means room for people or things.
That sounds very natural.
Yes. Another useful phrase is, I need a second bedroom for my home office.
Quick check, David. A studio has one main room for sleeping and living, right?
Yes, exactly. That is correct.
David, what does furnished mean?
Furnished means the apartment already has furniture, like a bed, sofa, table, or chairs. Furniture means the large things people use inside a home.
That can be helpful for someone who just moved to a new city.
Yes. A useful sentence is the apartment furnished or unfurnished? Unfurnished means it does not come with furniture.
That is an important question.
Yes. Another one is, the apartment comes with a bed and a small table.
That sounds very practical.
Yes. Another useful phrase is, I already have furniture, so I prefer an unfurnished place.
Quick check, David. Furnished means the apartment already has furniture, right?
Yes, exactly. That is correct.
David, what are utilities? I hear that word often in apartment ads.
Utilities are basic home services like water, electricity, heat, and sometimes internet. An apartment ad is a short message that gives information about a place for rent.
So people need to ask if utilities are included in the rent.
Exactly. A useful sentence is, are utilities included in the monthly rent? Included means already part of the price.
That is one of the most important questions.
Yes. Another one is, heat and water are included, but electricity is extra. Extra means you must pay more for it.
That sounds very natural.
Yes. Another useful phrase is, how much do utilities usually cost each month?
Quick check, David. Included means already part of the price, right?
Yes, exactly. That is correct.
David, what is a security deposit?
A security deposit is money paid before moving in. The landlord may return it later if the apartment is not damaged. A landlord is the person or company that owns the apartment.
So the deposit is different from the monthly rent.
Yes, a useful sentence is, how much is the security deposit?
That is simple and useful.
Yes. Another one is, the deposit is equal to 1 month of rent. Equal to means the same amount as.
That sounds very common.
Yes. Another useful phrase is, when will I get my deposit back?
Quick check, David. A landlord is the person or company that owns the apartment, right?
Yes, exactly. That is correct.
David, what is a lease?
A lease is a written agreement between the tenant and the landlord. A tenant is the person who rents and lives in the apartment. The lease explains the rent, rules, and length of time.
That sounds very important.
Yes. A useful sentence is, the lease is for 1 year.
That is a common sentence.
Yes. Another one is, please read the lease carefully before you sign it. Sign means write your name to show that you agree.
That is very good advice.
Yes. Another useful phrase is, can I see a copy of the lease first?
Quick check, David. A tenant is the person who rents and lives in the apartment, right?
Yes, exactly. That is correct.
David, what should people ask when they first call about an apartment?
They can ask, how much is the rent? When is it available? Are utilities included? Is there parking? And can I schedule a viewing? A viewing is a time when someone visits and looks at the apartment.
Those are huge real-life questions.
Yes, a useful sentence is, I would like to schedule a viewing for Saturday.
That sounds polite and clear.
Yes. Another one is the apartment available next month? Available means ready for someone to rent.
That is very practical.
Yes. Another useful phrase is, are pets allowed in the building? Allowed means permitted or okay under the rules.
Quick check, David. A viewing is a time when someone visits and looks at the apartment, right?
Yes, exactly. That is correct.
David, what should someone check during a viewing?
They should look at every room, open cabinets, check the water, test the lights, look at the windows, and notice any damage. Damage means something is broken or not in good condition.
That sounds like a lot, but it is important.
Yes, a useful sentence is, I noticed a small crack near the window. A crack is a narrow broken line in a wall, window, or other surface.
That is a useful word.
Yes. Another one is, the kitchen sink works well. A sink is the place where people wash dishes or hands.
That sounds very natural.
Yes. Another useful phrase is, does the apartment have any problems I should know about?
Quick check, David. Damage means something is broken or not in good condition, right?
Yes, exactly. That is correct.
David, how can people describe the inside of an apartment?
They can say it is bright, dark, spacious, small, clean, modern, old, quiet, or noisy. Spacious means having a lot of room.
I like bright apartments with large windows.
I prefer a quiet apartment, even if it is a little smaller. A useful sentence is, the living room is bright and spacious.
That sounds very natural.
Yes. Another one is, the bedroom is small, but it has a large closet. A closet is a small space where people keep clothes and other items.
That is very practical.
Yes. Another useful phrase is, the apartment gets a lot of natural light. Natural light means light from the sun.
Quick check, David. Spacious means having a lot of room, right?
Get business done with the new American Express Graphite Business Cash Unlimited card. With unlimited 2% cash back on all eligible purchases, unlimited 5% cash back on flights and prepaid hotels booked through American Express Travel Online, and a flexible spending capacity that can grow with your business, you'll have the confidence to keep building. Apply today and earn a welcome offer of $1,500 cash back after you spend $50,000 in qualifying purchases on your new card within the first 6 months of card membership. Terms apply. Learn more at go.amex/graphite.
Right?
Yes, exactly. That is correct.
David, what questions should people ask about the building?
They can ask if there is an elevator, laundry room, parking area, storage space, or building manager. An elevator is a small moving room that carries people between floors.
Laundry is especially important.
Yes. A useful sentence is there laundry in the building?
That is a common question.
Yes. Another one is, the laundry room is on the first floor.
That sounds very natural.
Yes. Another useful phrase is there a safe place to store my bicycle? Store means keep something in a place for later use.
Quick check, David. An elevator carries people between floors, right?
Yes, exactly. That is correct.
David, what are some warning signs when looking for an apartment?
People should be careful if someone asks for money before a viewing, refuses to answer questions, or gives information that does not match the apartment. A warning sign is something that may show there is a problem.
So people should not feel pressured to decide too quickly.
Exactly. A useful sentence is, I want to see the apartment before I pay anything.
That is very important.
Yes. Another one is, the information in the ad was different from the real apartment.
That sounds like a warning sign.
Yes. Another useful phrase is, I do not feel comfortable with this situation. Comfortable here means feeling safe and okay.
Quick check, David. A warning sign may show that there is a problem, right?
Yes, exactly. That is correct.
David, can we do a simple practice conversation about calling for an apartment?
Yes, let's do one.
Okay.
Hello, I am calling about the one-bedroom apartment. Is it still available?
Yes, it is available starting next month.
How much is the monthly rent?
The rent is $1,600 and water is included.
Can I schedule a viewing for Saturday?
Yes. Saturday at 2 o'clock is available.
That is a very natural apartment conversation.
Yes, it sounds very real.
Let's do one more during a viewing.
Okay.
I like the living room. Does the apartment get much natural light?
Yes, it gets afternoon sun through these windows.
Are pets allowed?
Small pets are allowed, but there is an extra monthly fee.
I understand. How long is the lease?
The lease is for 1 year.
Excellent. Very simple and very useful.
David, what are the most important things to remember from today?
First, decide your budget and preferred location. Second, ask about rent, utilities, the deposit, and the lease. Third, check every room during the viewing. Fourth, do not rush if something feels wrong.
That is such a clear plan.
Yes, English for this topic does not need to be difficult. You only need some useful apartment words, clear questions, and a few simple real-life phrases.
That is really helpful.
Yes, simple English is enough to look for an apartment in a clear and careful way.
David, let's do a quick review quiz before the big summary.
Good idea. What does afford mean?
Afford means have enough money to pay for something.
Yes. What is a lease?
A lease is a written agreement between the tenant and the landlord.
Correct. What does furnished mean?
Furnished means the apartment already has furniture.
Perfect. What is a viewing?
A viewing is a time when someone visits and looks at the apartment.
Excellent. That was a very, very long and detailed conversation about looking for an apartment. Now let's have a quick review of today's lesson.
Today we talked about simple and useful English for looking for an apartment. We learned important words like rent, budget, neighborhood, studio, furnished, utilities, deposit, landlord, tenant, lease, and viewing.
We also learned useful questions like, how much is the rent? Are utilities included? Is the apartment still available? Can I schedule a viewing? And are pets allowed? These questions help people get important information before they decide.
We talked about what to check during a viewing, too. People should look at every room, check the water and lights, notice damage, listen for noise, and ask about the building.
We also practiced useful phrases like, I am looking for a place within my budget, I need some time to think about it, and I want to see the apartment before I pay anything. These phrases help learners sound clear, polite, and careful.
The big idea is this. Looking for an apartment does not need to be complicated. You only need a clear budget, useful questions, careful checking, and simple apartment words. That is enough to look for a new home in clear and natural English.
Your final homework for this lesson, comment 1 to 2 sentences about the kind of apartment you would like. Here are 2 simple example answers.
Example 1. I would like a quiet, 1-bedroom apartment near public transportation, and I want the rent to include water and heat. Example 2. I prefer a bright apartment with large windows, a small kitchen, and enough space for a desk.
Thank you everyone for watching and listening all the way to the end.
If you enjoy our podcast and would like to support us, you can find the donation link in the description.
Every bit of support helps us keep creating free English lessons.
Keep practicing, and we'll see you later in the next episode.
I'm not giving up.
I am selling the building.
The final season of FX's The Bear.
The restaurant is flooded.
Everything's either going to be okay.
No, stop.
Or not.
We are outgunned and we are outmanned, but we have each other.
FX's The Bear, the final season. All episodes now streaming on Disney+.
Episode